May 25th, 2015, from the Nassau Veterans Memorial Coliseum in Uniondale, New York. It was WWE's Raw, the Memorial Day Raw, and they started off with a video vignette. It was the WWE superstars reciting a Ronald Reagan speech, and they also had some clips of Ronald Reagan as well. And they were showing the different WWE superstars as they were doing that as a tribute to the troops, which is something WWE is very big on. They have, the wrestlers go overseas to wrestle for the troops over their, Christmas vacation. So, the wrestlers' Christmas vacation, they donate their time. And so the wrestlers in WWE, they all donate their time each and every year to entertain the troops as part of the USO, and WWE goes over there. And so here to start Memorial Day, they give the respect to the troops. And then once they had that, the speech, the Ronald Reagan speech, we had the Authority come out, J&J, Kane, Stephanie, Triple H, and the champion Seth Rollins. Dean Ambrose ended up coming out, and so they were, going back and forth, and they were saying basically to Dean, like, you don't have the match until you sign the contract, and if you want the match, here's the contract, you got to come down here and sign it. Dean was saying about how, he can't wait to beat up Seth Rollins. He dreams of it. He doesn't count sheep. He counts Seth Rollins and punching him in the face and whatnot. So then, Seth Rollins, he was giving it right back to him. Both of them are excellent on the mic, Dean and Seth. And so then, Dean and him going down there, he's like, all right, I'm going to come down there. But that's when Roman Reigns came through the audience. So Roman Reigns came down to give some support and some backup to his former Shield brethren. And then Stephanie said, you know what? You guys, you're so cute together, you little Shield guys. That's how she put it anyway. And so she's like, let's make a match. Seth Rollins and Kane versus Roman Reigns and Dean Ambrose for the main event. But you know what? Let's do it right now. So they open the show with the main event match. Tag team action. Dean Ambrose, Roman Reigns, Seth Rollins, and Kane going at it. And I feel that, as part of it being the Memorial Day show, and also it's the final wrestling event at the Nassau Veterans Memorial Coliseum there in Uniondale. It's actually a pretty historic building as far as WWE is concerned, and as far as hockey is concerned as well. And they've also had other events there too. But as for wrestling, the first Saturday main event was in the Nassau Coliseum. That was back, I believe it was 85. I think it was May 7th or May 10th. And they had Hulk Hogan versus Cowboy Bob Orton. You can check that out on the WWE Network. Also, WrestleMania 2, they had a triple main event. They had, a main event in LA, a main event in Chicago, and a main event in New York. And that was in the Nassau Coliseum. That's where they had that. So, Nassau Coliseum has some WrestleMania history as well. But this match was pretty cool. They ended up going to commercial before the match ended up getting on. And then they actually went to commercial during the match as well. As the match, came to a close, we had Kane and Roman Reigns in there. Kane had just punched Roman Reigns, and then Dean ended up tagging himself in, where Roman gave Kane a big Superman punch. And then Dean Ambrose came in there with an elbow off the top rope to Kane, who was standing at the time. And then he pinned him, but Seth Rollins came in, he broke up the pin, and then Seth Rollins ended up getting tagged in, and when he got tagged in, he springboarded himself off of the top rope for a flying knee right to Dean Ambrose's face, right in the temple right there by the eye. And then he ended up getting out of that one, though. And then ended up where Seth Rollins went for like a super kick, Dean Ambrose went for the dirty deeds. Both of them countered, reversed. Dean ends up going against the ropes, coming back, and then he ends up getting Seth Rollins with a backslide into a pin, and it was 1, 2, 3. It was over just like that. Dean Ambrose wins with that wrestling move right there, with the backslide. It was crazy. I was like, oh wow, you don't see that every day. It was kind of cool to see them have a finish that wasn't necessarily just your cookie cutter, like, oh, I hit you with my finisher and now it's over. I like to see, variations, like to see something like that, like a backslide, a roll up. There's so many different other possibilities as well. So that was kind of cool. And it was definitely interesting seeing Dean Ambrose get the win over Seth Rollins, as they will be going at it, for the WWE World Heavyweight Championship at Elimination Chamber. That's very, shortly away. It's just 6 days and counting, depending on when you're watching this. Is it's May 31st on the WWE Network exclusively. So that's coming up this Sunday. That is, if you're watching it before it's happened, you very well could be watching this after the event's already happened. But as of now, it has not yet happened. So momentum looking to be in Dean Ambrose's corner. Is he gets this match right here. Of course, is this is it like prologue to what's gonna happen, or is it gonna be the opposite? Are we gonna see Seth Rollins figure out some way to retain the title? We'll see Elimination Chamber. Let me know what you think in the comments section below. What do you think about that match coming up at Elimination Chamber? And what do you think about this tag team action to start off the event? What do you think about the video vignette that they had opening up? And what do you think about, Dean Ambrose, what he had to say about Seth Rollins before the match was made? Also about what Seth was saying about Dean as well. Definitely interested to read your thoughts and opinions. I thought it was a pretty good opening to the show, personally. I liked it. I like seeing stuff like this, and like I said, tag team action is always good, and to see, a different finish with the backslide, I thought that was pretty good, and it was interesting, like, building towards Elimination Chambers already. I mean, there's so much, tension between Seth Rollins and Dean Ambrose that it isn't like they need to do too much to build it up. It's already pretty built up, and Payback was, just last week. So they're already, they were in that fatal 4-way. Now they're going to be in a singles match for the title in Corpus Christi, Texas, at Elimination Chamber. So that should be a fun match for sure. Like I said, let me know what you think in the comments section below. Thank you very much for listening. It is appreciated.